My name's Jo. I actually live in Essex, so kind of not that local really, but have volunteered to do some work with the Sepsis Trust, so coming to speak here is just one of the things that we can do as sepsis survivors to sort of put it out there and spread the word about it. My experience was, well, a little bit like Edna actually, in that I just had a cough. That's how it all started. This was Christmas Eve, I didn't feel very well. Just took myself to bed, thought it was flu. I've never in all of my years had flu, so just didn't have anything to compare it to, but just felt rough. Spent all of Christmas Eve in bed, spent all of Christmas Day in bed. Fortunately, I lived with my husband, who was keeping his eye on me. During the night, so this is Christmas night, I started deteriorating and very high temperature. Although we didn't know what it was because we don't have a thermometer in the house, we do now. High temperature, he called 111 because we don't like to make a fuss, and 999 seemed probably a little bit too much. I think he escalated it after many, many hours because he then made it 999 and then there was a delay again. We were caught up in the winter crisis, not a good day to be ill, Christmas Day, unfortunately. So got to hospital. They weren't really sure what was wrong with me, but what I do know, I know a lot about what happened to me now, but I didn't know a lot, and neither did my family when I was going through it. We've made it our business to find out what happened. What we know now that we didn't know then was about news, and it was news to us when we heard about it. I was News 9. I was assessed as a News 9 by the ambulance crew. But when we got to hospital, we weren't treated as a priority. So things escalated, and to cut a long story short, I ended up in intensive care a couple of days later. So we had 2-3 days of complete inactivity, of not really being assessed, not really knowing what was wrong with me. What I can't be certain, what I or my family can't be certain of now, is that if we had been treated as a priority, as we should have been, I probably wouldn't have ended up in intensive care. I'd have been like Mr. Y, going home after 3 days. But I spent 5 weeks in hospital. I think I got sepsis again while I was in hospital due to a line infection. And it's taken me 6 months, really. I mean, I forget where we are now, it's October. It took me a good 6 months to get my strength, and I'm lucky, I'm alive. I haven't lost any limbs, I haven't gone blind. I've ended up, for some reason, on the right side of the statistics, and lucky, and if I didn't already do the lottery, I'd buy a lottery ticket. So I consider myself very lucky to be able to be standing here talking to you.